Good Follow Show presented by DraftKings. It's your girl, Ros Gold-Onwude, and I am here with 5-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, my girl, Angel McCoughtry.
What's up?
What's up, girl? We've got a great show today for y'all. Here's the menu. Let me take you through some of these topics. Project B. Ooh. There's a new league, Angel. Project B signed Nneka Ogwumike. How will this new league rival the WNBA and other leagues? What does Project B mean for CBA negotiations? And then let's take it to Unrivaled. Woo-hoo. They revealed their club rosters, and we make some all too early predictions.
Woohoo! It is time for my cue.
Take it away.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Continue to check us out. Like, comment, and subscribe. We love you.
We have a new overseas league called Project B. Here's a little bit of details and tea about it. Season play wouldn't directly overlap with the WNBA. Timing-wise, it more competes with your Athletes Unlimited, your Unrivaled, and certainly other international play like FIBA, EuroLeague, Eurocup, etc. It's slated to start next year. So we're talking November 2026 to April 2027. So this is about a 6-month league and play season. And they're going to play across Asia, Europe, and Africa.
Wow.
Another note about Project B. They're ready to show the ladies the money.
Oh, God.
So Front Office Sports reported salaries starting at $2 million annually.
Oh, my God.
Multi-year deals that are going to get into the double-digit millies. You know what I'm saying? Them 10s, maybe them 20s. And for superstars, you know, the money could be even bigger. And they're going to get equity on top of all of that.
Wow.
Their first signing, public announcement, reveal of the league starts with Nneka Ogwumike.
Oh, yeah.
Who is literally the president of the Players Association. So it's quite a statement, quite a splash to announce their arrival. What is your just immediate reaction to Project B and the way they've announced themselves, and especially their first signing in Nneka?
Well, I think it's the perfect first signing. Nneka is due for something like this. We already said we've kind of taken her for granted. So this is great. I just have questions on, like, how does this work with her, you know, being the president in the,
right.
You know, those are the questions I have. But I think we dive into, like, how this affects the WNBA, man. Like, this is for real. The girl's about to get paid.
Right. I mean, well, first of all, they came in there and got a big, splashy, big name, a great leader for the league.
Yeah.
It's surprising because it is the president of the Players Association who is at the forefront of a, you know, historical CBA renegotiation. But I just want you to put your player hat on right now.
Okay.
I told you were going to get unprecedented millions of dollars, equity in the league, all of these things. Take it back to prime years, Angel. You know, 2-time scoring champion, WNBA finals participant multiple times, 5-time All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. They'd probably be knocking on your door, right? Mm-hmm. So would you join Project B?
I would. I mean, I was making during that time probably the max was 90,000.
I mean, even just say, like, you haven't been playing the league for what, 1-2 years or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's just even talk now. You're a current.
Okay, I'm a current player.
These players are making max $250.
Now I'm making $250, then $90. And let's see, $5 million, $2 million. I mean, guys, you do the math. Who's going to turn that down? And then I have a chance to have equity in this league, and this league could possibly grow. I mean, Project B, AKA Project B, let's get it.
Yeah. You know, feels like common sense almost.
It feels like it is common sense. I mean, honestly, I see a lot of girls. If you're going to get paid $5 million, why put your body through playing in the WNBA? Is that that's what I see coming?
Well, here's the another aspect of this too. I thought the whole trend and point of some of these new leagues popping up was that the trend was going, players wanted to stay home in the U.S. And so that's an advantage that, like, Unrivaled and Athletes Unlimited provides you when you're not playing WNBA season. You can still stay in America and play here. But what Project B is saying, not only will you be in Europe, you're going to be in Asia, you're going to be in Latin America, but at that $2 million price point, you might hop on that plane. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you guys something. This whole stay in the U.S. thing is a myth. They have told you guys that I've had some of my best experiences overseas. Istanbul, Turkey. I have tons of friends over there. I've ate great food. One of the parties are great. You party till 7 a.m. on an off day. And then you go eat breakfast, man. Like, that's the life. I don't know why we thought, like, yeah, nobody wants to go play in a place where it's miserable. But to play in, like, Europe, Asia, possibly Africa, hey, people travel anyway. So I'm being able to play basketball, travel, and get paid. That is the life.
Yeah. That's a really cool perspective and point that we're not hearing a lot of now. We're hearing a lot of kind of villainization of the overseas life. There were plenty of people who thrived as a player over there, maybe got better attention, treatment, life over there than even in the Americas. But to each their own. Here's the thing, though. Like, you're playing 6 months of Project B basketball. Technically, you could go and play the WNBA in the summer, according to the schedules right now. But with the WNBA's prioritization rules, which is also up for discussion in the CBA negotiation, what you might find is if you're making $5 million to play Project B, you might just say, I'm cool off the WNBA. I'm not going to do it. And so all of a sudden you might skip the WNBA season altogether. Thoughts?
I mean, to make millions and then go enjoy my summer on a yacht in Ibiza. I mean, hey. But I do see this,
Ross. My language.
This is the language. But this is what I do see. I do see the WNBA could possibly make some stipulations from this, just like they did with us playing overseas. Girls were getting fined if they were still overseas playing and missing training camp. And so I see something like that in the miss because it is giving some competition.
Well, these are the prioritization rules, right? And so that's something that's very heavily contested right now in this CBA renegotiation. And there's pressure against Unrivaled overseas. I mean, there have been players who have missed WNBA seasons to focus on their international play. Emma Miesemann is one, right? She was with the Belgian team playing international and now just came back to join the Liberty this season, right?
Absolutely.
So that's just an example. So like players are asking wondering if they can loosen up on some of these things. Here's my caveat to all of that, because it's really valuable to hear from you saying there's a lot that would be appealing to me and that is very honest conversation. My caveat would be this. All of these leagues are new. Athletes Unlimited Women's Basketball actually is the longest standing, and they're heading into their 5th season of women's basketball play. This is during a time of unprecedented attention to women's basketball. The WNBA, they've been in the trenches for 30 years, for better or worse, through the lows and the highs of how public and society treated and deemed women's basketball. And I'd be wary of just jumping ship on that and not properly protecting the W as you pursue other options that may be more lucrative. Because what if those leagues collapse or fail, or if they lose interest? Here's another thought. What if we dilute the talent pool? Mind you, if the WNBA players are the best players in the world, there's 156 of those. And so, I mean, of course, there's other players coming up the ranks, but I'm just trying to say, like, it's not like we're talking about, it's 156 of those. And there's a couple of huge stars that are directing a lot of attention, star power. What if we make it harder to follow those players or to follow where to watch them or the competition or which leagues do we pay attention to? And yeah, at the top, like some stars are going to get $5 million bags or $850,000 bags and this and that, but you might mess up the overall momentum and growth of the game and the audience that we're seeing right now. So like, you got to make sure you protect that too. I would just be wary of losing the momentum and jumping on new ships without protecting things that already exist. Is it okay for the WNBA to not be the premier women's basketball league? Or does it have to be in order for women's basketball as an ecosystem to continue to rise?
It doesn't have to be, but I think it should for as long as the WNBA has been around, right? But it's like to be in a marriage for 30 years and to not see a marriage grow. It's like a relationship. If your relationship is stagnant and not growing, where is it going to go? It's time for the WNBA to grow and go to another level for these women. And they're sick and tired. It's been a sick and tired 20 years ago. But now we're at a new age where women are not scared to speak out like we used to. It's time for the change, and it's time for the WNBA to say, hey, you know what? We do care about these women. Their brands do represent $1 million contracts. And now we see that they're stepping out, making leagues of their own. Hey, let's start the Dubai League next. Dubai got the... like, it's that easy now. Roz, let's start a league in Dubai. Like,
I think it's very clear that this is no longer the day of your aunties, your grannies, WNBA, where maybe it was the WNBA players should be, lucky that there is a league to play in. Like, no, they have many options now. And that's really clear as we take it to the impact on CBA negotiations. So literally, again, Project B signs Nneka Ogwumike, president of the Players Union. In fact, the entire Players Union leadership group, the president, the VPs and all that, all of them got equity in different leagues. So whether that's Project B, Unrivaled, or Athletes Unlimited, they all got different slices of ownership in that. And let's look at an excerpt from Front Office Sports, what they said about the impact. An intentional move to exert pressure on labor negotiations. There was a similar feeling last year when union leaders Napheesa Collier and Breanna Stewart co-founded Unrivaled. At the time, both players acknowledged the startup 3-on-3 league came at a perfect time as negotiations for a new CBA were just beginning. So to come back to the impact on CBA negotiations, how do you see the fact that all these players got ownership slices impacting the way they discuss things?
I would say, like, the girls now, they want their bargaining power. They want to have a say in how things are going. It seems like they felt that their voices or haven't been valued or heard on the WNBA side. And now they have a chance to be in another league and have some ownership and equity. And as a player, they can, vouch for other players for things to be better for young girls in the future. That's what it's looking like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's making a statement to the WNBA. And it's like, what is the WNBA response going to be to all these statements of Unrivaled coming and just all these new leagues, Project B? Like, what is your retaliation in a positive way, WNBA, to all these new leagues coming? Because it's only going to be more and more if things don't change. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with the concept of this gives the players leverage.
The leverage.
I think it's certainly a good thing that in a negotiation, when you have leverage, when you can position yourself to say, I got another option. You know what I'm saying? And not even like none of these options say, I won't play W. It just says we're putting pressure on you to get this right. When you heard about like Nneka as the president of the association and her involvement in this, the knee-jerk reaction that you could see is it feels like maybe there might be some conflicts of interest, right?
Yeah,
and certainly conflicts of interest, not just for her, but for anybody who's over there with ownership of other leagues, and you have equity in other leagues. What might be important to you might be different than players who have no equity in other leagues. Again, so I want to bring back numbers. There's 156 players in the WNBA. Mm-hmm. This season in Unrivaled, 56 players, 40 players in Athletes Unlimited. These big deals, the high numbers that are being reported on in articles and stuff, that's reserved for your top star players. Like, so all of those players there's gonna be a rising of that, right? My question is, what happens to the middle class of the WNBA? And how are they protected, included, and advocated for? How do you, if the $1 million money is being thrown for the Project B League, how does that affect Unrivaled, who positioned themselves as the league for all the stars, and they had a $250,000, $300,000, whatever it is, salary for their players. And then now, and an Athletes Unlimited is a little bit different, 5-on-5 league. Like, the top bags you're hearing is for the stars.
Yeah.
What do you think, Angel?
No, that's so good because, each league is obviously for the stars. You have these middle tier players who are not getting offered these $1 million bags. So I would say this is the opportunity for them to rise up, because if all the stars go play in Project B, you need stars in WNBA, you need names. This does give an opportunity for a middle tier girl to rise up in the WNBA, make a name for herself, but then you still got to pay her too. So the WNBA, at the end of the day, you don't want this to be a revolving cycle of new names coming in and you're still not paying them. And now they got a name, and then now they want to go to Project B. It could just be a lot of conflict. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. One note we want to make before we head to break is that another aspect of the involvement here is the involvement of Saudi money in Project B. And there's been some distancing from Project B leaders and the labeling of this as a Saudi league. Instead, they prefer to say they have a Saudi event partner. Certainly, we've seen Saudi interest and lucrative investment in sports before, women's basketball, and there's been public pushback to that. There's been negative reception of their participation and more so their motivation for investing in these sports. Some people have called out sports washing, meaning to use sports as a distraction from human rights abuse happening in Saudi culture. So Look, there's a lot of distancing. There's a lot of we're going to continue to monitor information on this topic as it comes out and we learn more about Project B in time. But for now, I mean, one thing we know we're in favor of, I guess the girls getting the bag.
Give them the bag.
Yeah, we'll be right back. We're going to talk Unrivaled coming up next. Welcome back to Good Follow Show. Today's episode is presented by DraftKings. Last week, Unrivaled, they revealed their team, new club rosters. So exciting. All eyes was on that stream. And so that means it's time for our way too early predictions for Unrivaled. But I want to use this moment to remind y'all that last year in our prediction show, I actually called the Ros to win. And I was right. So that was really cool. I also covered Unrivaled last season in Miami. I was there as a reporter, an analyst, all the things. I'll certainly be back in Miami this year to tap in with Unrivaled. So let's get into our picks. I don't know if I'm going to get it right this year, but for the team to win it all, I got my eyes on two teams. I'm going to start with the team that everybody got excited about, Team Breeze. They're hella young. They're super talented, though. Man, like Team Breeze in 3 years from now is about to be a monster. But let's see, Team Breeze in 2026, I still think they're going to be good because they got size, shooters, rebounders, playmakers, shot blockers, players who can make the most out of the space that comes with 3-on-3 basketball. I did all that to say I'm not picking them to win, though. I just wanted to say that to cover my back, but I got the Laces. And my thought is they might be the best defensive team. Mm-hmm. The Laces have Jackie Young, Brittany Sykes, Alyssa Thomas, Jordan Canada. Ooh. Come on, defense. plus Naz Hillman's, Maddie Segrist, like the energy of those two. Remember I said the Breeze were young. These are all veterans. And a lot of them have experience in playing in this. They can score the ball. They can share the ball. I'm going Laces.
You going Laces?
Yeah. What about you?
If this was 5-on-5, you go with the Laces. But this is 3-on-3 basketball.
Yeah.
And it's a little different. So I'm going to go with this Breeze, them young legs. Because when you're playing 3-on-3, you can't hide, baby. You can hide 5-on-5. You can get a break 5-on-5. But them legs got to keep rolling. I'm going with the young, fresh legs of Team Breeze with Cameron Brigg and Rickea Jackson, Paige Bueckers, and who can score quick 3-on-3. You don't got time to be setting up 5-on-5, all that stuff. It's quick basketball. It's score. Who can score the quickest?
Yeah.
Team Breeze, I believe.
Yeah, and it's also an interesting dynamic because it's full court 3-on-3 and there's all this space to work with that there's nobody in help side or like extra crowding. Like it's a like that bag, how deep it is, you could really show that off. Unrivaled will be hosting their second 1-versus-1 tournament this year. Last year, Napheesa Collier won that $200,000 extra prize pot. Ooh. I'm actually curious what Napheesa's health status is, given just how torn up her ankles were by the end of the WNBA season. So I'm not sure if she can repeat this year. So these were my thoughts on picking a one-on-one champion. I was the reporter for the one-on-one tournament. So I was there for all of the games. I did the interviews with the players. I noticed that size, big players,
there you go,
strength, and also versatile bigs did really well in the one-on-one tournament. And so I also think having experience in the first edition of the one-on-one tournament is really going to help those players, like, because they now know what that is and what comes with it. So I could see, knowing that's the category, I could see Satu Sabali, De'Erica Hamby doing very well, and Aaliyah Edwards. She shined in the one-on-one tournament. Maybe people weren't as familiar with how deep her bag was. Like she had the strength, the handle, the mobility, and I think a little chip on her shoulder, and she really shined. So I got some of those. I also want to shout out Skylar Diggins was hilarious in the one-on-one tournament, and like is so competitive that it's almost hilarious. And I can't wait to see what strategy she pulls out. Who you got winning?
I don't know if I would call them versatile bigs. Okay, they're big guards. Okay. Us big guards are the tweeners. Okay. When we play 1-on-1, the little ones are not going to win. And the big posts are not. It's those tweeners in the middle. The ones that are big and quick like guards, got guard skills and got that big body like a post. They always win the 1-on-1. So players like that are Rickea Jackson, Ray Burrell, Ryan Howard, even De'Arca Hamby. I would say Rickea Jackson. Big body, quick, but could guard in Aaliyah Boston.
And is a bucket.
And is a bucket.
Really score the ball.
Because you got to have the big body to guard in Aaliyah Boston to win.
Yeah.
Those tweeners, baby. Big guards.
Okay. All right. Well, it'll be exciting. Plus the money's on the line. All right, let's move along to our next category. Best tunnel fit team. We all know some of the best things to come out of Unrivaled last season was that walk down the epic Sephora tunnel. And people really put some fits together. So the team that I'm choosing is Team Vinyl. and the reason why, think about it. Ryan Howard, Courtney Williams, they put a fit together. De'Arca Hamby, Ray Burrell, you already saw how the Sparks was acting in their game day picks. I also think the diversity of styles, you got the feminine, you got the masculine, you got the studs, you got the girlies. And here's the thing about it being warm weather in Miami. Ooh. You know the abs is going to be out. A ton of abs will be on display. I know this team's going to put it together.
You know what? I think this is the first time we've actually agreed on the show. I have Team Vinyl also for all those reasons, especially with the stud bud and then De'Arca and Hamby as the sexy femininity. Yeah. They like to bring out the stomachs. Are you bringing out your stomach in Miami when you go?
I pray, man. Let me be very clear. If my abs were ready for prime time, you would see them. I would be and I'm working at it. I've been eating right, and because I know Miami is coming up and working out. And if I get abs, just know I'm gonna be obnoxious about it.
Oh my God. Hey, I've been seeing your stories. You've been in Pilates, man. So
I know, but you've noticed I've had a full-on shirt. So we're not ready yet. But yeah, so let's move along. Best content team. Who you got?
Best content team, I'm gonna go with the Rose.
Oh, why?
Because I feel like Chelsea Gray is the one that leads that. Lexi Hall is good on camera. She's the little cutie.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got them.
I just went with the breeze because I'm like, come on, you got all them. You got the TikTok queens and all the things. More than any, I feel like we're going to get a lot of dance content out of them, I feel like. We're going to get the dance. We might get some more thoughtful, funny ones. Okay, we're running out of time. Another cool aspect of Unrivaled are the coaches that are coming out this season. Who do you think is going to have the greatest impact?
I like Nneka Hodges.
Cool. Why?
She's played for a long time in the WNBA. She's a player's coach. She gets it. She's coming in as a new fresh coach, going to be a head coach in WNBA one day. And I have one more, Rena Waxman too. I'm looking at her.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Teaspoon, Teresa Weatherspoon. Mm-hmm. Her impact, her energy was felt all over Unrivaled last season. And actually, Team Vinyl made it to the championship games and knocked out the Lunar Owls, who were dominant all season. So they upset them. And they were like, Teaspoon's belief in us, her energy, the way she coached us, helped us get to that point because they were an underdog that got there. So she'll be back. I expect her to make impact again. But my main point for Unrivaled is just that Black women coaches are so prevalent in Unrivaled. Think about the WNBA. There have been none. There's none right now. And so shout out to Nola Henry, who returns and obviously led Rose to a championship last year.
Noelle Quinn
is back. Nneka Hodges. These are longtime WNBA players and coaches. And then, of course, Coach Wakama, Rena, who has done a great job in leading Team Nigeria, the national team, to the Olympics.
Yes.
So I'm always shouting out, Nigerian success, but also excited to see what she does in Unrivaled with the Hive, I believe. Yes?
And it's about how the players respect them. That's the beautiful part about it. They have so much fun with these coaches. So,
and that'll do it for today's show. We're out of time, as always. Fun to hang with you.
Yes.
See you this weekend in LA.
Yeah.
All right. She's Angel. I'm Roz. This is Good Follow Show. We're out.